Well, speaking of sweet and delicious, we've got a lot going on in the kitchen. Not so sweet, but definitely delicious today.
Yes, yeah. Victoria's in our Kitchen World kitchen, and we are making up a sandwich, I believe, today.
That's right.
Reuben.
Sweet and delicious, right there.
That's right.
We got Chris from Joe's Deli back and making, honest, I'm not kidding when I say since last week, I've been dying for a Reuben.
Yeah, well, yes, I heard you guys had a Reuben, taste of a Reuben last week, so today we're gonna make a Reuben, probably one of our most popular sandwiches, a good fall winter sandwich.
Hearty.
Very hearty, and then we're going to be making Reuben Dip afterwards. Which
That is our second helping.
It is, and that's a good football season recipe.
And all of it's very easy to make.
Oh, extremely easy. Probably the easiest recipe
that you've
I've
had
done.
so far?
Yeah, absolutely. So,
okay, well, let's give folks an ingredients list on what they need to get at the store today.
Very simply, for the Reuben, all you need is some rye bread, marble rye, pumpernickel, seedless rye, whatever you want, some corned beef, Swiss cheese, and then the few ingredients for our Thousand Island dressing, and then either, in this case, sauerkraut, or we give the option of coleslaw, too, at the deli. It's just as simple as that.
Let's break it down. The corned beef, if you can't cook it yourself, what you guys do at the deli?
We do sell it by the pound at the deli, and we do cook ours at the deli. It's very simple. You could substitute turkey if you wanted to.
If you were going to make for a family of 4, how much turkey or corned beef would you have to get?
I would say for a family of 4, maybe a pound, a little over a pound.
Okay.
Just do around 4 ounces a person.
Sauerkraut, any particular kind? Do you get it with the seeds, without the seeds?
We get our seedless. I do like putting caraway seeds in mine at home. I'm a big fan of that, but no particular brand. I mean, now there's a lot of the pickling and pickled jars of stuff at the market.
Right.
I was at the farmer's market this past Saturday, and we could pick up a jar there.
And then the Swiss cheese.
Swiss cheese. In this case, we have Swiss Lorraine. You could just use regular domestic Swiss.
Is that a little bit more mild?
It is. It's a little more mild. It melts a little nicer. It's just the one we prefer to use for this.
It's got the smaller holes.
It does, yes. And it actually is a little healthier, I believe. Out of all the cheeses, Swiss Lorraine might be one of the healthier ones that are better for you.
Lower fat?
Yes.
Excellent. You heard it here first. All right, we're going to put together the Thousand Island dressing when we come back.
Absolutely.
And then we'll go from there. Joe, back to you.
All right. Victoria and Chris are working on something really special in the kitchen right now.
They are a Reuben sandwich. How's it coming, guys?
Oh, jeez, it doesn't even click. It's one of those magic ones.
Yeah,
gravity thing.
It took me a while to figure that out.
I know. Well, I haven't figured it out. We don't even need these. You need a whisk. You're making the Thousand Island dressing.
Yeah, we are. Thousand Island or Russian dressing, either one. But it's very simple. We have a little mayonnaise. And this is also, we're going to make extra because this is going to double up for our base of our second helping.
And if you don't want to, you can always just go to the supermarket and buy it.
Yeah, easily, yeah. Or you can buy it from Joe's Deli.
From Joe's Deli, of course.
So we have a little mayonnaise, a little ketchup here, a little relish.
Sweet relish?
Yeah, dill relish, actually.
Oh, I love dill relish.
And
is that what they normally put in a Thousand Island dressing?
It could be both. I mean, it's all matter of taste.
Preference?
Yeah, preference. And then a little magic ingredient here. We have actually a little maple syrup.
Gosh, the things that you can do with maple syrup.
Yeah, one of my favorite ingredients.
And it just makes it a little sweeter?
Yeah, a little sweeter. That nice mapley flavor goes well with the corned beef. And then what we're going to do is just whisk it all together. And it's as simple as that. How
long does something like this last in the refrigerator if you make extra?
I would say probably just about a couple of, maybe a week or two. It all depends on the shelf life of the mayonnaise. So basically whatever mayonnaise you used, if you check the expiration of that, I would just go by that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's as simple as that. And then that's going to be our basis for the sandwich. The good thing about making it is, like we were talking about, you can make it to your taste. You know what I mean? So
for the Reuben, we need rye bread,
yes, sauerkraut,
corned beef, Lorraine cheese to make it healthier and flavorful.
Yes, and then the Russian dressing. It's that simple. But what we do is we have our sauerkraut here. Another good option is what we offer at the deli is the coleslaw as well.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
Some people prefer,
not the soury taste.
Yeah. They like the more mild coleslaw, but also, like I said, you could substitute turkey for that. And a lot of people, what I find is people always go for sauerkraut with the corned beef.
Good combination, classic. All right, Chris, when we come back, we're going to put it all together and taste it up.
Absolutely.
All right, back to you guys.
Things are really starting to heat up in the kitchen. We got to get away from
that. They are. No more technology talk. Food talk. That's
good old-fashioned food.
Okay, move on. I need to get the Reuben done. Okay. Chris from Joe's Deli, and we are making a Reuben this morning. Nothing better on a Wednesday morning like today.
Yeah, right. Yeah, chilly. It's good cold weather, like I said. So here's like a piece of corned beef or a piece of brisket.
That you guys cooked up?
That we cooked, yes. I actually cooked this overnight. Very low, very slow. But we get them raw, pickle them, which basically means adding the
spices?
Beef brisket to spices in a salt water solution. So what we have here is the slow roasted, slow cooked brisket, and we slice this.
Like that?
Well, we have a slicer at the deli, but this is basically what you're looking for. Like if you're going to just have like corned beef and cabbage or like a corned beef dinner.
Why did you decide to just cut it that way?
Yes, that's a very good point. You're cutting, what you want to do is if you see the grain of the meat is going that way, you want to cut against the grain.
So it falls this part in your mouth?
Exactly, exactly. So
Excellent.
It doesn't look like a accordion.
Okay.
So what we do is we have our sliced corned beef and we wait till it chills, and then this is what we're left with right here.
Well, that is delicious.
So now,
yes,
help yourself. So now what we're going to do is start assembling the actual Reuben sandwiches. So we have our pan that you started preheating, and what we're going to do is just basically we're going to butter some bread, and I have marble rye right here. We're going to butter it, put it butter side down.
If you don't butter it, does it lacks a little flavor, right?
It does lack a little flavor. It helps making it golden and tasty and
wonderful.
Crispy
on the outside.
Exactly, yes. So we have our buttered side down, and then what we're going to do is use, if you want to just slather a little of that Russian dressing on each slice, we're going to put that down next. And then our Swiss cheese. Oh, that's perfect, yeah. And that's as much or as little as you want.
I love Thousand Island. It was my favorite dressing when I was a kid.
And this is good for a dip or anything else. Like you could use it for other things, not just this. That's perfect. We're going to put down our Swiss Lorraine. And then we're going to add, I heated up a little of our sauerkraut on the side here.
You should heat it up before you put it on the sandwich?
You can. It would just help it melt and get heated throughout a little faster if you heat it up on the side.
And you don't put anything in the sauerkraut?
We don't at the deli just for the sake of letting everything stand out on its own. It's basically just like a pickled cabbage. But I do like a little caraway seed in it. I mean, a splash of beer wouldn't hurt.
Or just a splash of beer in your mouth?
Yes, exactly. And then we have some of our corned beef that we slice. And we give a nice portion at the deli, you know, basically that's what you're looking at. And what we do as well is throw this on the griddle.
Are you going to put this together then?
No, this is actually going to be two different sandwiches.
Okay.
Yeah. And then what we're going to do is repeat the same here.
With the
Put
butter.
the butter side up, the Russian dressing, and the cheese. So if we could put a piece of cheese over here and here.
Can I
And then
assist
go
you?
ahead, yeah, go ahead and put, you could put the Russian dressing right on top of the cheese, actually.
Oh, look at that.
And I'll butter the other side of the bread. And now, as I've done before on this show, we actually did a brick chicken. The chicken under a brick that we cooked.
Oh,
we
right.
used the brick to. Now, if you had that same brick around, you could use that to mash these sandwiches down as well.
Not to be confused with the beer can chicken.
No, not to be confused with the beer can chicken. So what we're going to do is just let these toast up. Now, if you wanted to, you can pop them in the oven and it'll all cook throughout. But we're just going to let them go old school right here in the pan.
Okay. How long does it take?
It's just a couple minutes per side. What we'll do is I'll get under there if you want. So you can kind of hear it sizzling up.
I see the cheese kind of melting.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is just press down. And what I like to do is I don't just flip them once. I like to get it going
a couple times so
it cooks evenly. And
can you use olive oil if you just have this aversion to butter?
Absolutely. You could use olive oil. Since we're using a non-stick pan, I mean, if you were looking, I mean, a Reuben isn't exactly your, you know, dieter sandwich.
But if you're going to splurge, you might as well enjoy it.
If you might as well. But what you could do is use, like if you're using a non-stick skillet, just leave the fat out. Like I said, I've referred to a few times, a Rachel, as it's referred to, is the one with turkey, and that would be one.
You serve this at the deli. It's one of the favorites?
Yes. This is one of our most popular sandwiches. Day in and day out, one of my favorites.
Okay, for our second helpings, we're going to do a dip with all this.
Reuben dip with all the ingredients we have here.
Okay, don't give it away. Don't give it away. And is that something that you get at the deli too?
Well, you could order. Yeah, we do special, like if you for catering, you could order that or any of our other dips that we could.
All right, I can't wait. I'm dying for half of this for them, and then I get a whole one.
That's right.
That's our deal. All right. All right, while I devour my first helping, Chris from Joe's Deli is making a very creative Reuben Dip.
Yes. So we have our leftover ingredients.
One thing of...
We have some cream cheese in there.
Okay.
So the leftover corned beef, some sauerkraut that's been squeezed and drained and chopped.
Do you have to melt or at least soften up the cream cheese?
Yeah, it helps to have it at room temperature. Yes, absolutely. Some of our Swiss. And then, if you would, our leftover Russian dressing, if you could pour that in there.
Absolutely.
And we'll
All of
use
it?
that. Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah, that's good. And now we'll use that rubber spatula to mix up, and this is as simple as that. We're just going to mix this all together and put it into one of these oven-proof dishes. Bake it at about, 400, 450 until it's nice and melted.
Oh, you bake it?
And bubbly. Oh, absolutely. And then what we serve it with is some crackers and some toasted rye bread that you have left over.
I bet you, and I'm going to just try this because we don't have a lot of time to do that. I'm going to try it just before you even bake it. I bet it tastes delicious.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It would be like a cold Reuben out of the refrigerator, I suppose. So that's as simple as that. And that's good, like I said, and I can't stress it anymore, football season.
Easy.
Yes, easy.
But if you don't have the ingredients, you can order it from
Yeah,
here.
if you call us, I mean, we're promoting catering and just things to pick up spur of the moment. You give us a couple hours notice or a day's notice for things like this. Picking a small, a stuffed pepper dip.
You don't have to order platters. If
Yeah.
you want just the dip, if you want a few
Exactly.
sandwiches, just go piecemeal.
Absolutely, yeah. Can't stress it anymore. You don't have to have a grand event to order from us.
Chris, you are my dream come true today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
My
Delicious,
pleasure.
Reuben. Can't wait for you to come back. Good luck with
Thank
the
you very
newcomer
much.
coming up. You have a new baby you're
yes,
expecting.
December 13th.
We're going to stay tuned to
Another
that.
boy in the Salvati family.
Excellent. All right, back to you guys.